All right, hey Sagittarius. So you guys, I am doing an Akashic read for your past, present, and future life. And just so you know, the karma that is pulled from this read is not, it's going to be in one area, and that's going to be where your focus is at right now. And it could be the past few years, the present coming years. So just keep that in mind. So you might want to check your other placements just as well. And if this doesn't resonate, check those other placements too, you guys. If you're new, welcome. All right, so let's see who we're talking to for Sagittarius. You guys are coming through with the Six of Forces. So this is where you're kind of dealing with deep thoughts and emotions. All right, maybe trying to figure out where your place is in life and what you're supposed to be doing. You know, just to kind of depending on the current situation and circumstances. This is something that's kind of you know, you could be feeling more of pulling your energy back, going within, and kind of just being avoidant of energies around you, especially if it's something that's bothersome or worrisome. All right, and let's just pull a little bit more to see who it is we're talking to. So who you are, Sagittarius, who you are. So you could have gone through something pretty upsetting. So in deep thought, deep emotions, you guys have the Ten of Swords coming through. Ten of Swords is going to represent a painful ending of some sort. You have the Five of Pentacles, so kind of retracting your energy. I feel like you're just not hanging out with a lot of people right now. You got the Lovers card coming through too, and it could be the ending of a deep soul level connection, a romantic one. The Lovers card, I feel in this sense, is going to represent any situation that is very, very near and dear to your heart space. And I feel like kind of what this deep thought and emotional body is coming from is the recognition that sometimes painful endings have to kind of take place in our life in order for us to see and make room for for a positive future, right? But I kind of feel like for whoever I'm talking to, this doesn't have to be something recent. I just feel like you're dealing with a painful ending, a painful past when it comes to somebody who's very near and dear to your heart. And you could be just kind of sitting there contemplating, thinking out the situation. What does it mean? What does it represent? Why do things happen like this? And this might not connect with the entirety, the rest of the read, you guys. This is just to more to pull to see who we're talking to. However, I will say that all the reads so far have all melded into from start to end. Okay, so I kind of feel like that's where you're sitting at. So let's just see what it is you show people, what you show people when it comes to your being. You got the Hierophant card coming through, so some of you guys could be very, very spiritually based. All right, order and rules is coming through with the Hierophant. This is somebody who is able to teach and heal other people. This is somebody who, you know, it's like, I almost feel like what your energy currently is sitting at is kind of the opposite of what you're showing people. So I feel like you kind of go within. I'm not going to say hide. I want to say hide. You hide, you know, when you know that you're at a lower point in life, I feel like you do hide that, okay? You hide it from people, but it's because you want to promote positive energy. So the hiding factor comes through, and it's not because you're hiding who you are as a person. It's because you don't want to share or spread that negative energy. The Page of Pentacles is all about manifestations. It's a reaping rewards when it comes to the future. This is also going to be a depiction of somebody who's been through a lot of past struggles, past pains, procrastination, lack of progress, and failures. So you're not afraid to show people, hey, sometimes we have to rewire our brains to create a future version of ourselves that we are consistently happy with. The Empress card coming through shows a divine feminine aspect. So it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. The fact that this Empress card is coming through is what you show people is somebody who embodies high honor. You don't just take love, you give love to everybody that infiltrates your life. And it could be to this waterfall coming in through deep thoughts and emotions. On some scale, it could be that you have a tendency to give more than you receive. And you could be giving more than you receive and kind of wondering when your receiving is going to come in. But what I want to tell you with what I kind of see in this energy is, if you need somebody's shoulder to cry on, if you need an ear to vent in, if you need some reciprocity when it comes to what you give out there, I almost feel like you don't put yourself out there in that that dynamic too often. So it could just be that, you know, your soul tribe, you know, when you grow quiet, when you grow within, it could just be that you kind of anticipate or bank on your soul tribe kind of reaching out saying, hey, what's going on? What's up with you? You know, and it's because, you know, more oftentimes than not, you don't reach out to people and express what's going on with you, and it's because you're a high vibrational being. This is what you show people, and it's almost like you take on this sense of strong man syndrome, and it's like I am the one that I'm everyone's go-to person, you know. So what kind of who would I be if I was to go and venture out and show people my weakness? I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it could just be too that you want to be the strong shoulder, you want to be the strong arm that people can go to. But sometimes I feel like what you're dealing with here is, who can I go to when I need support, you know? So let's just see what you can shed when it comes to your current life. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. The Queen of Pentacles is typically somebody who can get it done. This is a very highly independent energy. This is somebody who can do everything on their own. They know how to balance work, the home, the kids, the job, everything that's going on in their life. This is somebody who's very psychic, somebody who's highly independent. And I feel like as far as what you can shed is that cover, that you might feel like you have to take on everything by yourself. I feel that this coming through as part of shedding is basically saying it's okay to be vulnerable. You look at this, you have the Nine of Wands coming through, you guys. And I feel like Spirit's kind of reminding you that it's okay to be vulnerable. And these wounds and this bar right here is going to be derived from your past life negative karma. That's going to tie in with what you can shed, what you can release, so that you can see a positive future forward movement. All right. You have the Ten of Cups coming through here, and this is the ultimate wish fulfillment. And as far as what you can shed is maybe the disbelief that happiness is not yours to have, but you're supposed to tell other people how to get that, okay? And it could be too that this is coming through as far as shedding is because you could be so determined to make sure everybody is being their best self, everybody is living to their full capacity, that you're actually negating your own energy when it comes to that. And I feel Spirit wants to remind you that you need to recognize you deserve fulfillment just as much as the next person. And as you're teaching people, take your own advice, consume that, eat it up, drink it in, you know. I feel like what you can shed is the fact that you have to be strong for every single person in every single aspect. It could be that you are somebody that's so dependent on for energy and stability and wise wisdom and words that you kind of negate those aspects within yourself. Like, you deserve everything that you give back. And I feel like as far as what you can shed is the feeling or notion that you have to be stronger than everybody else. It's okay to have a weak spot. It's okay to have a weak moment. It's okay to kind of go through and cry things out and find your soul tribe, find somebody you connect with, and really explore your feelings with. Crying is like a cleansing of the soul, you guys. And I feel like you don't have to do that by yourself, you know. Let's see what the past life looks like for you, who you were in your past. You got the Eight of Forces, the lightning bolt, all right? So this right here is coming through as accepting situations, okay? And how does that not tie into everything that you're feeling right now? In your past life, this is going to go through, I feel, pretty fluid. This right here is basically saying that you're kind of accepting and taking on situations as they sit. It is what it is mentality in the past. It is what it is, and it's fine. That's a really healthy idea to be in, because it means that you're not moved, you're not shaken by a lot of situations, but it doesn't mean that it's okay for you to take on all the negative energy, everybody's negative energy. And then where does yours go? How do you purge it, you know, without having somebody to lean on for support? Okay, so I'm sorry, I keep having to pause my 4-year-old. Let's see a little bit more about who you were. Again, look at this. Sagittarius, you're coming through with the Moon card. This is deep emotions. It's intuition, it's memory, but this is also where we're kind of putting on layers to ourselves. All right, I feel like the outside world and who you were doesn't know much about you, because again, you're just kind of accepting situations as they arise, as they come in. And really, it's like, I feel like you talk to the universe. I feel like you're somebody who kind of channels it all outward through basically your connection with God, spirit, nature. You know, it's like you find other ways to kind of channel through that. But I really feel when it comes to human interaction, there's a sense of imbalance. There's a sense of incompleteness, you know, when it comes to how you connect with other people. And I feel in this past life, who you are is somebody who's very successful, very giving, very kind, very nurturing, very centered. But behind this moon card, I feel like you feel that life is very incomplete. There's a sense of imbalance in certain, probably most aspects when it comes to dealing with other people. So I feel like, you know, if you have somebody, you might have one or two people between family and friends and relationships that you can really, really count on. And sometimes it's almost like I don't want to bother them with what's happening inside of me. You know, I'm the go-to. So I just kind of feel like, you know, as far as who you show yourself to be is a mystery. I feel like you have, you know, layers when it comes to the outside world. And I feel like this Wheel of Fortune is also keeping people guessing when it comes to you. I feel the lightning bolt coming through as accepting situation is more about your internal being. All right. So let's see what your negative karma is. Your negative karma. All right, so we have the Page of Swords coming through. As far as a negative energy coming through, this is somebody in dealing with people who are all talk and no action, people who deal with haste. It could be coming through on the romantic scale just as well. All right, so, and that could be something that you're kind of being involved with now. You got the Lovers card coming through with the Ten of Swords. And then down here in your past negative karma, you have Death card showing up. All right, so endings, transformations. It's supposed to be a positive card, that Death card, but I almost feel like in your last life, what you didn't do was heal or channel through certain specific endings when it comes to your life in a healthy way. And I'm not saying that you're doing things wrong. You guys forgive me for the words that come out of my mouth. But what I will say is the energy wasn't channeled in a direction or in a way that actually helps you. Okay, you have this Page of Swords, which I feel is all talk and no action, but this is also somebody who is kind of a what I'm feeling is it's like you're disconnecting from the situation, but you're still bound to the energy of it. Okay, and that could be where what comes to shed, you know, where you need to shed is feeling like you have to take on all the energy of the world without ever releasing that, you know. Death card, you know, it's like it's almost like I'm feeling like there's been a lack of transformation and rebirth from your past life into this life because of the strong arm that you feel you need to carry for everyone else. All right, so in your past life, or in your current life, what you can shed is that the inability to be vulnerable. This right here, I'm going to say this Knight of Wands coming through as far as your past life negative karma. It's almost like I'm feeling like I'm fine. I have a shell. You know, it's almost like there is you're holding yourself in such a regard that it's like nobody can hurt me. This Knight of Wands is putting on a front to people like I'm okay. I'm gonna make it. Everything is gonna be all right. Let's take flight. Let's take action. Let's move. But really, what I feel is this is internal frustrations coming through your past life because you're not channeling it out, you know. And I feel like you know, hardships when it comes to relations. You got this Page of Swords coming through, and I feel like because you maybe didn't solve a certain situation in your last life, I do feel like it is with somebody. All right. I feel like it prevents you from moving forward when it comes to love. So if you've had somebody come through and really kind of hurt your feelings and mess up, I feel like what Spirit's kind of wanting you to acknowledge is it's okay to have a good cry. It's okay to reach out to people. You guys, you don't always have to be the go-to, you know, and I feel like that release in itself is going to do wonderful things in getting you to move forward. It's almost like Sagittarius. I feel like you have an inability to acknowledge when you are severely hurt. You always give people positive advice, warm advice when it comes to how they should navigate, you know, through situations. But it's almost like you're stuck within it. And it's one thing to go within and write stuff down and burn it and release it in that aspect and forgive this person. But I almost feel like for you guys, because I do feel like I'm talking and connecting to spiritual people here. sometimes you need to go a little bit further with that, you know, address that. Get other people's opinions in situations. As far as your negative past life karma, I really feel like, you know, if somebody screwed you over in such a way that you were unable to let go of it, it's almost like I kind of see you two taking life in this Knight of Wands energy, where it's like I'm just, you know, potentially it could be that you kind of treated people in the way that you were treated in your past life. And in your past life, you were never properly able to let that go. And it's almost like you're kind of dealing with that same scenario in this life. I'm not saying that you're acting like a player. I feel like in your past life, it could be that you're just like, you know what, fuck me, no, fuck you. I'm done. Everybody's going to pay for it. And I feel like that's the past life negative aspect. And then in your current life, in your waking moments, I feel like you are experiencing some deep pain when it comes to somebody that is supposed to be in this lover's dynamic, and it could just be where you're just kind of wanting or growing on that that mentality of you know, screw off, you know, not everybody's going to pay. And it's not that you are acting on it, but sometimes those thoughts do come through, and guilty. I've thought those things. All right. So what you can shed as far as your past life and that negative karma is letting go. It's releasing, it's connecting with people that, you know, you feel is soul tribe. Don't take everything. Don't hold it all in. You know, it's time to transform how you're thinking when it comes to maybe even feeling like you're all alone. You know, this is being vulnerable, letting other people in so that you can kind of freshen up your own realization. You guys could be on a spiritual path and feel like you connected on a twin flame or a deep soul level connection, and it's not panning out the way you want. So it's like, I'm on a spiritual journey that's just for me, myself, and I. And, you know, maybe the love aspect isn't for me. Maybe I'll never find that love aspect and that dynamic for me. And what you need to get rid of is you held on to that in your last life, and it's time to remove that feeling and that thought process this life. All right. And this right here, you know, you have the 10 of Cups coming through, maybe not feeling like happiness, the home situation, the blended family, the having kids and getting married isn't for you. Shed that belief. All right. You're not a lone ranger, you guys. You're not a lone wolf. You're really not. All right, so let's just see what positive aspects played out in your life, what positive karma you collected. Sorry for being a talker and a repeater. I got called out on that. The fact that I repeat myself, I probably sniffle a lot, and I probably say a lot, you guys. All right, so positive karma. Look at this. All right, so you have Justice card coming through, and I feel like, you know, merging towards the end of your life, you could be in this energy of so. I don't know if you guys listen to Ram Dass, but so is coming in. It's breathing. It's breathing in and pushing out the negative energy. All right, so in the past life, you got Justice card coming through, and I do feel in some way, shape, and form you find emotional balance, where maybe you were even on the border of emotional unavailable in your past life. All right, I do feel like you find some mental clarity and balance. What I'm going to say is, in your past life, I almost feel like you probably went through that life and spent it disconnected when it comes to the love dynamic because of maybe not wanting to get hurt. But what I kind of see with Justice card is a recognition that just because somebody did you in really good, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve it for the rest of your life. And I almost feel like you kind of merge towards the end of your life, stepping into your divine masculine, finding emotional balance, and finding the ability to be emotionally available. And here's an example. My parents got divorced over 20 years ago, and neither of them ever remarried, and I can remember them dating at like 1 or 2 people, and here we are at the end of the life, and it's because what they did was hold on to resentments when it comes to the opposite sex. And I feel like maybe you spent your life kind of going through that, but here at the end you step into the divine masculine energy where okay, you know what, maybe that wouldn't have been so bad, maybe I could have released it a long time ago. And I feel like what your positive karma is there's a recognition here, and I do feel like you hold that, you carry that. All right. So let's just see, based off of the shedding and that negative karma, those aspects, and let's just see where it puts you in the future. So shedding the old beliefs, shedding, asking for a release of that karma. Where does it sit? where does it put you in the future? You have Archangel Michael coming through. Archangel Michael is basically, this is a very powerful card. It's a circle of increasing and receiving power, and it's having trust and faith in yourself. So Archangel Michael was walking with you past life. He's walking with you this life. And it's okay to ask for him to come through. I'm going to tell you, this is the Archangel I used for cord cutting and cutting away negative energies of people that I had surrounded myself with since, you know, I was a kid. All right. And I feel like this is coming through, kind of telling you, you guys connect with him, do a meditation, maybe even ask for that cord cutting, especially if you feel like you're in a funk, especially if you feel like you guys can't connect with anybody and really kind of channel out what you're going through. All right. So let's see a little bit more about where you're sitting at in the future. Where you sit at in the future as far as healing the past. You got the Hermit card coming through in reverse, okay? And I feel like this is the opposite of being, you know, a hermit. This is coming out of that phase. It's forward movement. You got success, protection, and emotions just coming through. The release of drama, conflict, the release of, and I feel like that's inner wounds and inner battles, all right? So I feel like where you're going, what you're marching to is forward. This is a beautiful, bright future right here. And this is also your protected, all right? And I feel like, you know, your angels and spirit guides want you to be aware of that you are protected and everything will move forward, all right? This is about you too. It's not just about you giving all your kindness and energy to other people. It's your turn in this life just as well, all right? So let's see what gets healed over through the release. Look at that. You got wish fulfillment card coming through. You got paving the way to new paths, removing self-limiting beliefs, freeing the spirit when it comes to what's been bothering you and bogging you down. You got wish fulfillment coming through. So maybe feeling like you don't deserve the happily ever after. As we said before, it's coming through in a new light as wish fulfillment. All right. You have, there's no more hesitation. There's no more reservations when it comes to your happiness and what you can see. This is also too, is just kind of telling me that you're taking your own advice. What you give to other people, you're starting to apply it yourself. And you guys, it's hard to reach out to people. It's hard to get people on our side and to listen, but I do see that you guys will be doing that. So let's see what the distant future is, the distant overview. Look at that, you guys, look at that. You got the Sun card. So you have a happily ever after coming towards you in this life. Look at, and, you know, I feel like you guys have had some rough energy when it comes to what your experience has been with loss. But when you let that go, when you cut the cords, when you kind of put yourself out there, I don't want to say specifically, but this person potentially could be returning. And if you guys are dealing on a twin flame journey, what I'm going to say is it's really important to disconnect from those, especially if they're bringing on unhealed vibes and wounds and energy to us. I see a possible reconnection, or this is another past life soul connection coming through here. But what we had to do was release the stale karma from the past in order to see growth and forward movement. You got the twin flame, the 1111, the soulmate card right here, marriage, commitment, celebrations, the happily ever after, Sagittarius. I do hope that I didn't ramble too much for you guys. I hope that this was informative. And if you guys want me to continue to do these, please give me some feedback in the comments. All right, you guys, take care.